And the one last thing that I'd like to talk about, and I'll take all your questions post that, is reading comprehension and the massive trouble you can run into if your RC is not good. RC is one area that I think has been the death knell for most GMAT or CAT or GRE takers than anything else, probably, especially from non-native English speaking countries like India. It's been the issue that almost everybody faces. And just to illustrate this, that even if your quant, your SC, and your CR are outstandingly good, if your RC is average, you will never cross the 700 barrier. Okay, just not happen. It will just not happen. And I'm just saying this because you have to get this in your blood and bone. The reason for that is the GMAT penalizes consecutive errors very severely. So suppose there is a question with a passage with 4 questions, and this passage you just don't understand. Something is there on the test day. You may be in a hurry. You may go blank, racing against the clock, whatever, and you get all 4 answers wrong in it. Each time you get a wrong answer, the GMAT becomes minus 20 level. So if you're performing at 700, you'll go to 680, 660, 640, 620. So now you're at 620. You start picking up again or something. Maybe you reach 680, and then suddenly there's one more passage with 3 questions or 4 questions. Again, if this happens, you come back and you are at 620, 640 kind of range. And that's why some people, despite trying very hard, just don't pick up. And RC is the area that if you don't pay attention to, nothing will happen. I'm illustrating the importance of this through a small story that you will genuinely not forget after this, that this is seriously important. So this year, one of the brightest students I've ever taught, she joined me after having had 5 unsuccessful attempts at the GMAT, maximum score of 690 after 5 attempts. And in 27 days, this had been going on for 2 years, by the way. Okay, this is not 5 attempts. If someone takes, it is quite a long journey. And she's one of the brightest people I've seen, and she's gone to Wharton after that with scholarship. But she was stuck because of RC. So this story will illustrate to you the importance of reading comprehension. I'm talking about this girl called Vandita, who is studying at Wharton right now with scholarship. Okay. Now see this, her journey was like this, that in 2020, when she started preparing, she thought that she had a great profile. So she did her MBA applications for Harvard, Stanford, and Wharton. And she just prepared. Harvard, Stanford, and Wharton are world's number 3, number 2, and number 1 schools, respectively. So world's number 1 is Wharton right now. And then she wrote the GMAT in July last year, July 2020. She'd been preparing since Jan, so July, and got a score of 690. August again, 690. Round 1, she thought she would apply. This was gone. Then she prepared hard again, November and December. She wrote the exam again, 670, 670 again. Round 2 was also gone. Then round 3 she started preparing for, and February 14th she wrote the exam this year, sorry. And she got a 690 score. She was so frustrated that anyway, now I don't have anything to lose. She applied to Wharton with her 690 score. You will not believe, the same evening Wharton came back saying, we love your profile, but your score is terribly low. Can you improve it to 750 by the deadline we have? If you can improve it to 750, we want to take you. So reinvigorated with that confidence that something now can happen, she started searching, and one of her group members somewhere, some college, someone suggested my name. So 16th of February morning, she was talking to me first time. And on 15th of March, you can count exactly 27 days later, she got a 770 score. What made the difference? RC. That's what I wanted to showcase to you. So this is what happened. Just see the exact date. And this was the last date for Wharton application. Based on this, when she applied, Wharton got so happy that Wharton gave a 40% scholarship also alongside this. And this happened in round number 3. Most people will tell you, oh, round 3 is useless, round 2 is useless, nothing happens, no scholarship happens. All this is complete crap. If the school likes you, your score and your story, the school will take you irrespective of the round. Otherwise, why do they have so many rounds? And then look at this, 16th of February, I sent her material related to RC only. And this is what happened 15th of March. The only thing that changed for her was RC. And then she shared a video. I'm showing the first 20-30 seconds of that video to illustrate the importance of RC. This should be absolutely burnt into your skull. This should be in your memory always while preparing. Whether you prepare with me or not, please remember the importance of RC. You can just watch this. Continue.
So as I was mentioning, I have had a very bumpy ride with the GMAT. Obviously, all's well that ends well. But I initially started off with a 690, took it again, made a 690 still, took it again. I reached out to Sandeep sir, and he kind of had a look at what I had been up to so far, and just made me realize that maybe what I am doing is a little all over the place. And that's when I started taking one subject at a time. I initially started off with RC because RC was my weakest, point. And with RC, what I realized was just knowing the octave method completely changed how I was reading the passages. So earlier, when I would read the passages, it would be more, I would try to read it and at the back of my mind try to remember what the passage was all about. I don't think I was analyzing the passage when I was reading it. But once I kind of got hold of the method, and I think I spent about the first week just kind of getting my RC game together. I was a lot more confident knowing that there are just these many types of passages.
So this video goes on for a long time, but just to tell you that this person who is so bright that Wharton wanted to take her. Wharton is world's #1 school, and she's brilliant. I mean, her math, SC, and CR were outstandingly good. RC was bad, and because of that, 5 attempts she could not cross 700. And once RC got fixed, this happened. So I have the same kind of expectations from you in the sense of ambition. One, ambition means if I were a student, when I was a student, if I had failed in an exam 5 times, to hell with Wharton, Harvard, whatever, I would never have written it the sixth time. I would have been totally defeated and deflated. I mean, that's the way most people will be. And I was a very average person. And I don't claim that I had some extraordinary drive or something. I didn't. And I would probably have just not written the exam. So kudos to this girl that 27 days she gave again for sixth attempt. And those 27 days got her to world's #1 school, Wharton, with scholarship in round 3. And now I was comparing this with Indra Nui, who recently retired as CEO and chairperson of PepsiCo president, recently written a book. So that is how I was just coming across this thing on LinkedIn. And I came to know, I just tracked back her profile, and just 30 years ago, she was at Yale School of Management doing her MBA. Yale is the lowest Ivy League school, okay? Lowest Ivy League rung. Wharton is world's #1 Ivy League school in the world. So it's not that everybody becomes CEO, but imagine this girl is in the same category of people who will become CEOs of Fortune 500 companies. Maybe she has the power to become one after 30 years. But all this will happen only because she prepared again for 27 years. Otherwise, she would have been working somewhere in India as a software engineer as she was working earlier. The same thing would have continued. So this is what I'm trying to say. If you don't have that kind of ambition, things don't change. Don't think you need to be so bright. I mean, she was struggling so badly. So can we initially. It's big D. No problem at all. But I really salute her spirit that she took a chance for 27 more days and she prepared. I wouldn't have. I said, whatever Wharton says, I can't get 750 again. I know I can't. In 2 years, if I have not got, how will I get it? Like that, I would have thought, but yes, this is. And just because of those 27 days, maybe we'll see another CEO, Fortune 500 CEO from India in the next 30 years.